Tokyo Revengers, a popular manga released on March 1, 2017, loved by many even today. It has an anime that you can watch. But is the manga good? Is it really worth to catch up to it? That today I will tell you. As a fan of Tokyo Revengers that I was, emphasis and focus on was, I spent good amount of time reading it. I waited for the chapters to release and I probably started reading it before the start of COVID. Actually, I did see the chapters, read the chapters time to time before that, but it was not that much consistently. I was reading One Night Saga, I was reading Berserk, I was watching Attack of Titan, I was rereading, I was watching Black Lagoon again. I was watching good stuff. In the beginning, the plot of Tokyo Avengers was pretty good. Time travel. I love time travel. Steins Gate and now Link Click. If you haven't watch that. It's really good. Anyways, my point today is Tokyo Avengers fell off hard. Why? Because the ending was way worse than a Disney movie ending. Wanna know why? So, if you haven't caught up to the manga, I would suggest that you don't read it because it's the worst paced manga ever, with the worst characters, with the worst main character, with the worst plot and everything. I'm not a mangaka, but I have read enough mangas to conclude the fact that this was just a waste of time for me to even wait for the chapters, to even open the link when I purchase the manga, physical copy. So, if you're a manga fan, I think it's safe to say that the manga should have ended after the Tenjiku arc. I like say this a lot of times to my friends and the people who I have discussed this thing with, and they agree also. They agree too. Tokyo Avengers should have ended around Tenjiku arc. It was at the peak of its story that time. I dropped it after bit. The Tenjiku arc ended and it continued, and it had the final arc being the three deities arc and the Kantomanji arc being the worst last two arcs I think they were in any manga I have ever read. So I basically started skipping chapters because it got so repetitive. Oh boy, oh boy. So if you don't know, let me tell you let me put it short for you what happens in the manga. So let me just save some time for you. When you make manga, write a manga, I'm not saying writing manga is easy. Jujutsu Kaisen was a really good manga, and there were some flaws in it. As a reader, I love anything. I will, of course, say the good and bads. It was good, but there were some things that are bad. Recently, there's a fan who's trying to rewrite the story, and he failed hard at it because it's not easy to do the ending, handle the complex characters, and everything. But to begin with, Tokyo Revengers never had good characters. I mean, it implemented good characters, but I think the mangaka they know how to handle those characters. Every arc, there are at end of every arc, he's just pointlessly dying and coming back, and there are major characters dying in the original timeline or in the timeline he's traveling to. After seeing just some panels, when I skip the chapters, it's the same thing. He's going back to time. He's thinking, "Oh, what should I do? I should reach out to Mikey and stop him." Yeah, the author was clueless, of course. After making the three, after making the Kenjaku arc, he was definitely milking the manga to milk more money. That's why he wrote the Three Deities War arc. If you're a long time reader, you can tell that. Maybe it's because of the sudden success, because the manga was reaching new heights. Now, why it's bad after the Tenjiku arc? The concept of Tokyo Revengers is after every arc it finishes, it introduces new sets of stronger characters. What do I mean by that? Firstly, Takemichi went back in time so many times, and he was doing a lot of things aside from just saving Mikey or doing other things, like spending time with um, Hina or with Draken and Mikey. In that time, he could have trained himself, become stronger. If you look at mangas like Lookism, where Daniel Park has huge improvement on himself, he trained himself to become stronger. He worked on himself. He became a better version of himself, so he could himself get stronger to protect his own people. Or in a manga like Windbreaker, where Sakura is actually strong. He is kind of a shy guy, but at the end of chapters, he does defeat strong guys. He's not the strongest, but he's strong enough to protect himself and others around him. That's the first and biggest flaw with Takemichi. It's the same thing. New characters will be introduced and they will be made to look very strong, and at end of arc, they will annihilate everyone in the main cast except Mikey. Mikey will come at the end, one shot the guy, boom, that's the end. And then he goes back to the timeline and he finds out, oh, Mikey is evil again. Second point, Saki was about to catch my interest as a really good villain, but doing all that just for winning over a girl. He is fucking Obito's cousin. Like, that's just hardcore simping, man. Like, I thought like he had like some better plans. Like, if that guy worked hard or like put that mind of his in some better places, he could have had people that actually cared for him. Like if he's that smart, he should know that, right? I know he has that sense of ego and pride that he wants something, so he will have it. That's why he wanted Mikey dead and Takemichi dead. But a really good villain wasted. Second point over. Now to my third point. Tokyo Revengers is just based on every chapter revolving around Mikey from start to end. And I know he's the center of everything because Takemichi has to save him. But still, I just hate Mikey so much because if we have read the ending, at least the last two arcs, the three deities arc and the Kantomanji arc, you realize, or if you see how he turns out, Takemichi jumps back to his original timeline, the future timeline, you will realize that it was in Mikey's hand all along, and like he's being just an emo character. A fourth point, I love side characters. Gojo Satoru, Geto, and we have Levi Ackerman, we have L, we have Zoro, we have Karma, we have Makima, Makima is not now. We have Gyu, we have so many good side characters. But what Tokreban just chose to do is starting to write good characters, but in the middle of that, they just wasted them. Like they just die before they can have any development. Like there's a character named Hanma. In between, I thought Hanma, the guy who works with Maggie, might be the time leaper because he's acting all crazy and everything. He's supporting Saki. So of course, you would think for a second, yeah, that man could be a time leaper, and maybe both are time leapers. They're helping each other in some sort of way. Like he can't be like that crazy for no reason, but he was. So they wasted a good crazy side character for no reason. Like he was just going around like a madman for no reason. Fifth and most important as well is it's repetitive in every way. As I said, characters dying, turning evil, and just everything just happens in the same way. From start to finish, the characters are strong, they just get one shot by Mikey. Characters die before they get any development. It's the same thing over and over again. Takemichi has no development. He's a good guy, he's a crybaby hero, I get that, alright, but he could have been that good character in my books, maybe, if it wasn't for the author writing the last two arcs. He just cries and somehow he just becomes the best hero. Like that's so cringe, boy. Like you can train yourself like Daniel Park from Lookism, maybe work on your body, maybe like get a bit stronger, exercise a bit, learn a few moves of karate or judo. I don't know, like learn judo. If he learned judo, like he would like smack around Kisaki all the time or other characters. Like at least he would prevent a lot of things. But he didn't do that. That's such a waste. Like so many things could have not happened if he just had saved some time. In the future timeline, he went to talk to Hina Shroda, or in the past, he could of course memorize things. Just give one timeline to practicing self-defense or on yourself for 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. And then so many things could change. The female characters, the last and foremost thing I would like to say is are the worst. They are just punching bags. They are just like beaten off randomly. Like Hina is like a stab bag, a bomb bag, or like a punching bag at this point. Like what the hell does not happen to that woman at this point? Or Sinju? Like the girl just gets introduced and just then dies. It's crazy. I mean, I don't say that Jujutsu Kaisen wrote some good characters, like Maki's arc was too much rushed. There are like way better written female characters in the manga, in the anime history. If you read Fate series, if you watch Fate series, if you know Shiki, she is the best written female character ever. Or Riri from Black Lagoon, complex written character but really well written. They have some worth in their own series. The goal that the author was going for Imma and Hina doesn't happen. Like it's a fighting manga. At least get those girls some sort of I don't know. Like Senju was supposed to be some sort of like a strong, delicate girl, but she was not. And at the end, she just dies. But yeah, if you're trying to read Tokyo Revengers or watch Tokyo Revengers, do not do that. If you want, then sure, go ahead. I have a few recommendations for good fighting mangas actually that I will say right now. Rest all I will just write down or paste some links in the description. You can check them out. First, I would like to say Lookism. If you're looking for a manga with good fights, good characters, well written characters, then go for Lookism. But better than that, you can go for Crows Zero or Crows. The fighting is actually ground to earth. It feels real. Like Lookism has too much overscaled fights, I would say. Like characters are breaking walls and stuff. It feels good because there's like diversity in fighting styles. But Crow Zero is actually a good manga. If you're looking for actual down to earth fights, it's really good. The characters are really good, well written, and you will actually enjoy that way more than you will enjoy Tokyo Revengers. It's simple, it's enjoyable, it's fun to read. So go read that. Rest, I will put the link or put the names in the description. Thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to like the video. Have a good day and see you in the next one.